Well, we're back to another Monday, the start of another week of holiday soap making and experimenting with candles and all of that stuff that I'm trying to take care of before the holiday season starts. I mean, for some people it's already started, but I'm always procrastinating, so here I am. This morning we did pretty much our usual routine with the kids. It's so rainy and windy this morning, and yet we still decided that it would be a good idea to walk them to school, which turned out to be a huge disaster. My son was terrified of like the big gust of wind. He was holding an umbrella and it just kept like, he almost took flight at one point, like fully left the ground because the wind was so strong. But we made it, and now they're safely at school. I am back at home trying to get a little bit organized for my day. I posted my video from last week, so that's what I spent a good chunk of the morning doing, is just like finishing up that video, making it ready to post and getting it up. And now I'm gonna do something that is not business related. Our house has just been a little bit chaotic with the construction, and so now that we're reaching like semi near the end of it, trying to do a little bit each week that like moves us closer to feeling a little bit more normal and getting a little bit closer to how I actually intend for us to live day to day. So my son's dresser is currently full of mine and my husband's clothes because it used to be our dresser. So right now I'm just gonna sort through all of the stuff that's in there. Most of it I haven't touched in a while, so I'm gonna give it away. I stick to like a pretty minimal wardrobe. So, you know, all these excess things end up not getting worn anyway, so I'd rather just give them away. So I'm doing that now and then getting his clothes back into the dresser so that we can actually take his current dresser and move it upstairs to the new primary bedroom suite as like a little coffee station for us, which I'm so excited about. The next thing I need to do today is cut some soap that has been cured. I was making a bunch of holiday soaps last week, as I said in the vlog, and now they're cured and ready for cutting. I let these ones cure a little bit longer than usual before the cut. Usually I do it within 24 hours, but I did one batch within 24 hours and it was still pretty soft. So just to avoid any issues, I let these ones cure a little bit longer. So I'm cutting some additional sweet peppermint musk soap, and then I've also got some of my freshly foraged soap, which is it's such a good smell. Like it's woodsy, but also a little bit sweet. It smells very Christmassy, very like wintry holiday. So that one I am cutting as well. And then I have my winter rose soap, which is, as it sounds, a little floral, a little bit woodsy, wintry, and I think all of them turned out exactly the way I wanted them to in terms of looks. The fragrances all behaved really well, so that's a huge relief. Seeing them together, seeing these three bars together makes me so happy because I love that they sort of go together, but they're all very different. They provide like a good range of colors. So like whatever somebody's looking for, I feel like, and this isn't even the whole collection, but these three in particular are really great. I had to tweak the colors on both the freshly foraged and the winter rose, because the green in the freshly foraged was like a little too bright, a little too limey almost, and I wanted something more earthy and grounded. Now I'm very happy with where it's at. And the winter rose, I had to actually sort of like flip-flop the colors and add a little bit more orange to the blush. It was way too pinky of a color. And now it's got that like rose with like a dusting of sort of like blue icy snow on top, which is what I was going for. So they all turned out great, and I can't wait to put them in front of people and have them at the market so that people can start buying them. And then the biggest to do for today is making a double batch of my cedar and myrrh soap, which is another one of the holiday fragrances. This one is probably the most sort of subtle of all of the scents. I wanted something that wasn't too in your face holiday, something for people who wanted something that felt festive, but maybe they're not as into some of the more classic like holiday or wintry scents. If you're buying for someone who wants like a more masculine scent, like this is probably the one you want to get. And so yeah, I'm tackling the double batch. It's always so satisfying to be able to make a double batch instead of a single one because it takes about the same amount of time, but you obviously walk away with a lot more soap. So I'm loving filling up both of these molds and getting them ready to cure. And then lastly, I am opening up a package that came today from one of my suppliers. I ordered a bunch of little samples of both some fragrance oils and also some additional essential oils. I want to, during like January and February when it's a little bit slower for people who are making products or selling products, I want to use that time to experiment a little bit more with essential oils and mixing them. Right now, my Bare line soaps, the ones that use essential oils, they're very simple recipes, which is great. Like they smell amazing. I love all of them, but I also want to see like what can I do with making them maybe a little bit more complex, just adding a little bit more depth to some of the fragrances. So I got samples of a lot of different things and then also some additional fragrance oils. I'm just always trying to grab some samples of fragrances here and there to get a hold on what I should be looking for next. Even though it's fall, I'm already having to think about the spring collection of soaps because in order to get those fragrances in my hands and really decide which ones I'm liking, what the aesthetic's gonna be for that line, I just wanna give myself plenty of time to start doing that. So it's fall right now. I'm making winter and holiday soaps, and then I am planning for spring soaps. So this is a big part of that, is getting this stuff on hand so that as soon as I'm ready to spend some real time looking at these fragrances, or smelling them rather, I have them here and I'm not like waiting for shipping delays and all of that. That is definitely going to happen over the next couple of months. So I am excited to share more with all of you about what that looks like, what planning a new line looks like, and hearing your thoughts on what sort of fragrances you love, what you feel like you want to see more of, and just following along the whole journey.